Good morning, children. This is lecture 5 of chapter solutions. We have completed two colligative properties of solutions, that is relative lowering of vapor pressure and elevation of boiling point. Today in this lecture we will discuss about another colligative property of solution, that is depression in freezing point. What is freezing point? A solvent freezes when its vapor pressure becomes equal to that of its own solid. What does it mean? This means at freezing point, vapor pressure of the liquid becomes equal to the vapor pressure of its solid phase. So we can say that at freezing point, vapor pressure of the solid, if you can calculate that, is equals to vapor pressure of the liquid. And at boiling point, vapor pressure of the liquid is equals to vapor pressure of the gas. Let us discuss about the depression in freezing point. When a solute is dissolved in the solvent, the vapor pressure gets lowered. Children, you know that by the addition of solute in a solvent, the boiling point of that solution is getting elevated. Similarly, in case of the freezing, if you add a solute to a solvent, then its freezing point gets lowered. Here in this graph, you can see three lines. One is for liquid solvent, that is pure solvent. Another is solution 1 and the third one is for solution 2. Solution 1 and solution 2 are the solution of the same solute but of different concentration. Let me tell you one thing. Let the concentration of solution 2 is more than the concentration of solution 1. So, the freezing point will also be different. The freezing point of solution 2 will be least among these three, because the concentration of solution 2 is more than concentration of solution 1. That means the solution 2 is having more number of solute particle in it. So it is lowering its vapor pressure and it is lowering its freezing point temperature also. Okay. You can see here another graph, that is the graph given for frozen solvent. Now, from where we get this point of frozen solvent? You know that liquid solvent is having a particular temperature at which it freezes. We can get that temperature. Solution 1 is also having a particular temperature of freezing. Solution 2 is also having a particular temperature for freezing. If you can take those points, the freezing points of pure solvent, solution 1 and solution 2, and if you can draw a graph, then we can get the graph for frozen solvent. This graph we have got from like that only. Now, you can see the point A, B and C. This A, B and C are the 3 points at which the liquid solvent, solution 1 and solution 2 gets freezes respectively. Okay. Another thing I just want to tell you that if you can extend this line, suppose you are extending this line and this line, you can end up with the elevation of boiling point graph. You can think that that elevation of boiling point graph and the depression of freezing point graph, both are of the same graph. You can think like that also. Okay. So what it is said, the decrease in freezing point of a solvent caused by the addition of a non-volatile solute to it is termed as depression in freezing point. Because of the addition of the solute in different concentration, the freezing point is also getting lowered. If the concentration of the solution is more, then its freezing point gets lowered, and that is why the freezing point of solution 2 is lower than B or A, because the concentration of solution 2 is more than the concentration of solution 1, and pure solvent is having no solute. Am I clear, children? Now suppose TF is the freezing point of pure solvent. T1 is the freezing point of solution 1, and T2 is the freezing point of solution 2. And you can see here that vapor pressures are also different. Okay, so what is written here? TF is the freezing point of pure solvent, TF1 is the freezing point of solution 1, and TF2 are the freezing point of solution 2. Now, this line, this difference delta T1 is equal to delta TF1 is equals to the depression in freezing point in solution 1, and this is delta TF2 is the depression in freezing point in solution 2. So what is delta TF1? Delta TF1 is equals to TF minus T1, and delta TF2 is equals to TF minus T2. Am I clear, children? Let us see the triangles ABD and ACE. So I can draw it. If you can consider AB, AC, BD and CE are the straight line, then we are getting this type of triangle. We are getting this type of triangle. This is your A, B, C, E, D. If you can consider AB from here, you can see, children, AB and AC, BD and CE. If you can consider these as straight line, we can get this type of triangle. And as we have already proved in the lecture, that is elevation of boiling point, these two triangles are similar triangles. If these two triangles are similar triangles, then we can write BD by CE is equals to AD by AE. Now what is BD? BD is equals to, you can see from here, BD is equals to TF1. So what I have written, delta TF1, in the previous slide we have written this TF minus T1, and delta TF2 is equals to TF minus T2. Just put it here, TF minus T1 and TF minus T2. And what is your AD? You can see from here AD is equals to P0 minus P1. So it is written here, and AE is equals to this one, P0 minus P2. So it is written here. Okay. Now for this TF minus T1, we can write delta TF1, and TF minus T2 we can write delta TF2. Okay, now this is, I can write delta P1 and delta P2. So from here I can write this one, delta TF is proportional to delta P. Okay, that means what we are getting? We are getting that depression in freezing point, delta TF is the depression in freezing point, is proportional to the difference in vapor pressure. difference in vapor pressure. Now, according to Raoult's law, P naught minus P by P naught is equal to Wm by capital Wm dash. We have seen it. Now, from here, delta P by P naught is equals to Wm by Wm dash. Now, delta P is equals to, from here, just cross multiply P naught M W by Wm dash. Now, P naught M, this factor is a constant for a particular solvent because this is the vapor pressure of the pure solvent and this is the molecular mass. So, naturally, these two are constant. So, this is a constant term. So, we can write this one, delta P. From here, we can write it. Delta P is proportional to W by Wm dash. As we have seen that delta TF is proportional to delta P. In place of delta P, we can write delta TF from here. From here, we can write delta TF in place of delta P is proportional to W by Wm dash. Now, if W is equals to 1 kg, then W by Wm dash, that means this full term, W by Wm dash, this full term is equals to molality M of the solution. Therefore, this equation delta TF is proportional to M, we can write. Now, to remove the proportionality sign, we have to write one term that is constant, that is Kf is the constant, which is known as molar depression constant or cryoscopic constant. Okay, cryoscopic constant. If M is equals to 1, delta TF is equals to Kf. If M is equals to 1, delta TF is equals to Kf. So, what we can say, molar depression constant may be defined as equal to the depression in freezing point when the molality of the solvent is unity. Unit of Kf, K molal minus 1 or K kg mole minus 1. Kelvin molal minus 1 or Kelvin kg mole minus 1. Another formula for which derivation is not required. Kf is equals to mRTF square by 1000 into delta H fusion, where Tf is the freezing point of the solvent. Delta H fusion is the molar enthalpy of the fusion of frozen solvent. M is the molecular mass of the solvent and R is the gas constant. Now, latent heat of fusion per gram of the solvent or liquid is related to delta H fusion as LF is equals to delta H fusion by M. So, from there we can get delta H fusion is equals to LF into M. Just put the value of delta H fusion is equal to LF into M in this equation. So, what we are getting, Kf is equals to mRTF square divided by 1000 into LF into M. Gets cancelled. So, what we are getting, Kf is equals to RTF square by 1000 into LF. You can see that we got the same formula here. Children, you have to learn all this formula. You have to remember this formula because this formula will be required for the numericals. Let us solve some numericals. At 23 degrees centigrade, the vapor pressure of pure water is 23.76 millimeter of mercury, and that of an aqueous solution of urea is 22.98 millimeter of mercury. Calculate the molality of the solution. Now, how to go about it? First, what is the molality of the solution? Molality is equals to number of moles of solute divided by mass of solvent in 1 kg. So let us first find out what is the number of moles of solute present. Okay. Now suppose the given solution, that is urea solution, given solution consists of n moles of urea. Let me write it here. Let us consider that n moles of urea dissolved in 1 kg, or that is 1000 gram of water. Okay, the given solution consists of n moles of urea dissolved in 1000 gram or 1 kg of solvent of water. So I can write here number of moles of solute is equals to n, and number of moles of solvent, that is capital N, is equals to 1000 by 18, that is coming 55.55. Okay, 55.55. What is this? Is given here 23.76 millimeter of mercury is at 23 degrees centigrade. This is the vapor pressure of pure water. So I can write P naught is equals to 23.76 millimeter of mercury. No problem. And for solution it is given 22.98 millimeter of mercury. So I can write here P, that is 22.98 millimeter of mercury. This is for solvent, that is water, and this is for your solution. Am I clear, children? So according to Raoult's law, what we are getting? Formula is P naught minus P by P naught is equals to N by N plus N. Okay, so from here I can write 23.76 minus 22.98 divided by 23.76 is equals to N by 55.55 plus small n. Okay, so from here if you will calculate this, we will get 0.033 is equals to n by, sorry, this will be, yes, your n by 55.55 plus small n. If you will calculate this, you will get n is equals to 1.896. Therefore, 1.896 molal. Why? Because it is dissolved. We have taken it dissolved in 1 kg. From here we have written it, this one. Okay, so this is your answer. Am I clear, children? An aqueous solution freezes at minus 1.5 degrees centigrade. Calculate the boiling point of the solution. K for the water is given and Kb for water is also given. What you have to do? Elevation of boiling point. Let me just write. Elevation of boiling point that is delta TB is equal to, you all know this, Kb into M, and depression of freezing point delta TF is equals to Kf into M. For the solution of same molality okay, that means M and M both are same. So can we write this? Delta TB by delta TF is equals to Kb by Kf. Okay, now Kb is given 0.51 and Kf is given 1.86. Okay, from here we can get delta TB is equals to Kb into delta TF by Kf. Am I clear? Now Kb is also given, Kf is also given. What is delta TF? Delta TF. Delta TF is equals to an aqueous solution freezes at minus 1.5 degrees centigrade. Okay, so it's what is the delta TF? It freezes at minus 1.5 degrees centigrade. Delta means the difference, the depression, that is equals to, if it is water, then 0 minus 1.5. Children, please be very careful here. What is delta TF? This is aqueous solution freezes at. Okay, so delta TF is equal to 0 minus 1.5 because the value is given minus 1.5. So it is coming 1.5 degrees centigrade. Okay, am I clear? Next. So you have to find out delta TB. So delta TB is equals to Kb is given, that is 0.51 into delta TF is 1.5 divided by 1.86. If you calculate this, you will get 0.411 degrees centigrade. Hence, the boiling point of solution is equals to, now this is also we are getting delta TB, that means we are getting delta TB, difference we are getting. So this is equals to boiling point of water plus delta TB. This you have to add because it is the elevation in boiling point. Okay, this is the elevation in boiling point. So what is the boiling point? This is the boiling point of the water you have to take, and then the elevation, how much is the elevated? So we are getting 100 plus 0.411. So what I am getting, 100.411 degrees centigrade. This is the answer. I think I am clear to you. Okay. Children, please go through the numericals. Do it on your own. Now with this lecture 5 ends here. In the next lecture, we shall discuss about another colligative property, that is osmosis.